Cool. I think this thing is working. Alrighty. We're gonna wait a bit for everyone to get here. Why are there duplicated images? Oh well. Gonna wait a bit. Gonna wait a bit. We're just gonna wait a bit for people to show up. That's all. You don't need to hear that. That was a TikTok I just made. Don't need to hear that. Starting. Bah. Uh. Just give it a second. Just give it a second. I realize there are duplications in there I did not mean to duplicate. And I emphasis on almost, whoops. I emphasize on almost every spider. Because there's a lot of Spider-Man. A lot of Spider-Man. Anyway, how you fellas been? Spider-Verse is coming out. I'm so excited for this freaking movie, dude. So excited. It looks so good. And it's there's so many. Freaking PS1 Spider-Man is in it. We saw him. We know he's in there. And if you look at the poster, oh, I forgot a couple of other Spider-Man. I'm going to say this right now. If there's any Spideys that you want me to put in here, just tell me. I'll put them in. I'll I don't know how I just instantly put them in. Tell me and I'll keep in mind for the next one, if there is a next one. Let's see. Understand. You know what? I'll put us in intermission. Just to wait for people to show up. Chat amongst yourselves! I'm gonna grab a ginger ale. Because I'm half white. And I need that I need that stuff in my body. I feed on it. I fuel on it. Be right back. Be right back. Just let more people get in here. Actually, I'll put a timer on it. There. Sorry soon. You want this to speed up? Get more people in here. need a Tinky. Hold on. Sorry now. Forget it. Start now. We're ranking these boys. We're ranking them right now. And we're going to start off with the OG Spidey, Comic 616 Spidey. It's basic Spider-Man. Solid A tier. A. I would put him in S because he's the one who started it all. But he's also kind of just the base. He's very recognizable. And also he's been going through a lot of shit. But that's because of the comic writers. Oh my god, it's been so bad. They've trying so hard to keep him a teenager and it's not working. Let the man be happy. Damn, freaking Civil War. Freaking Civil War made him sacrifice his marriage for Aunt May. Why would you do that? No, stop. I would say that's as bad as Miles Morales being Thor. But no, it's not. That Miles Morales being Thor is much worse. Ooh, sorry. Speaking of Miles Morales, Spider-Verse Miles Morales is the S or A? Because, okay, comic book Miles Morales is way below Peter Parker. Because comic book Miles Morales just sucks. He's not good. Everyone hates him in the comics. His dad dies, his uncle dies in his arms and says this is your fault. But we're not talking about what. We're talking about Spider-Verse Miles Morales. And I don't know if I would rate him higher than Peter Parker. Comic Peter Parker? Actually, yeah. I would rate him higher. He's got the invisibility, the Venom strike. And the movie itself was just god tier. It was so beautiful. Like, oh my goodness. Yeah, that's where I put him. Gwen Stacy. Where do I put Gwen? If I put her lower than, actually, she's the same as Peter. She's actually a bit higher than Peter. Higher A tier than Peter. It's not that. I just like her a bit more. Her character's a bit more interesting, and she's been getting a lot less shit thrown at her, in the sense of comic writers being assholes to her. Like, I kind of feel bad for Peter though. But God, they're basically the same level. They don't have anything added to them. Maybe I should rank them lower. Suit's iconic for Peter. Gwen's costume. I like Gwen's costume. I like the hoodie. So actually, yeah, she stays at A, just a bit higher than Peter, mainly because of the costume. And because her original name is Ghost Spider. It's not Spider Gwen. It's Ghost Spider, which I think is cool. Also, she's a drummer, and I'm biased because I'm a drummer too. Um, Miguel O'Hara, S tier. I would argue better than Miles. I like him more than. Okay, I'm trying to stay out unbiased here, but that's a little hard. Oh shoot, did my camera just be cringe? Alright. Um, higher S tier than Miles. His costume is so much cooler. Even if you argue that it used to be black and red, it's still cooler that way. His costume's cooler. He's got those like arm things that are really cool. He's got a lot. For some reason, people don't notice. He's got fangs, like a vampire. I think that I'm pretty sure it was also because he was written during when Twilight was a thing. So everyone was like, "Ooh, vampires! I can change him. I swear." No, you can't. Shut up. He's got fangs, which paralyze you. That's really freaking cool. He's also got the claws, which is also cool. Which is why, because he can't stick to walls. He uses his claws on his feet, his grippers. I don't know if I should show this on stream. Will Twitch knock me down if I show my grippers on stream? But you get the point. He's got, instead of being able to stick like those tiny hairs, he's got claws on his hands and feet that let him grip onto anything. I think Miles Morales just falls a bit lower than Miguel O'Hara. Japanese Spider-Man S tier. Actually, oh, he's either a low S or a high A. Because actually, okay, we're gonna look at this. We're gonna look at high A because of this. Japanese Spider-Man is a high A. He doesn't reach S tier because he's only got one web shooter. That's it. He can't do anything besides that one web shooter. But that he's a high A because he is the reason we have the Power Rangers. A lot of people don't know this. Again, if it weren't for him, we would not have Mechazords. He was the first live action character in Japan to have a Mechazord. He set the precedent. And I grew up with Power Rangers, so I'm biased towards that. He's a high A because of that. He only falls short of S because of his one web shooter. I like the eyes. The narrow eyes are really cool. I like that. And like his stance. I have the figure. I could grab it, but I don't feel like getting off my seat. Even because I was just at the gym and it hurts. That's the only reason that he falls below S. He has the same powers as Peter and Gwen, except that he's got one web shooter and that he can summon a Mechazord. I can't emphasize this enough. The Mechazord. And we know he's gonna be in Spider-Verse because we've seen his hand in there, in the surprise posters. Oh, sorry. But yeah, imagine Miles Morales just getting kicked across the screen by him. That's so cool. It's so cool. Sorry. Spider-Punk. I like his costume. His costume's cool. I don't actually know anything about the character. I don't even know the character's name. It's not Peter. I know that. I think it's a brown guy. I only really know Spider-Punk because of Superhero Squad Online. There's a blast from your past. Superhero Squad Online. Spider-Punk. just a bit below Peter. Just I'm very misinformed about Spider-Punk. I think his costume's cool. I prefer the original costume though. And I know his power in like Spider-Man PS4, PS5 is that like he summons a shockwave with the guitar, but I never used it. Scar Ben Reilly Spider-Man. He's so cool. But oh my god, Marvel, why did you turn him into Chasm? The suit is really cool, but it's so stupid what you're doing with him. And just because of that, I have to put him in B. The suit is cool. It's so cool. And his progression as a character from being confused and figuring out where he is in the world to becoming who he was until he freaking died, for Peter. He had such a good arc. And then you turn him evil. What the hell is that? Why would you do that? Why would you do our boy Ben Reilly so dirty? I gotta say, it's worse than what they're doing with Peter. I gotta put him in B for that. Just because of that. I'm sorry. Um, let's see. This is incorrect. It's supposed to be the Spider Armor Mark 4. Or, you know, the Spider Armor on the right. You can't really see it. It's supposed to be that one. I don't know why the Mark 1 is in there. I think this suit is super cool. It's just Peter, but the suit is really cool. And I shoved him in here because I think we see him in the trailer in the background. There's a lot of Spideys in the background. Oh, I forgot Spider Cop. Aw, man. Shoot, that's my bad. Spider Cop is a goat. I like the Mark 4 armor. That Mark 4, right? Or unless it's Mark 3. I'm pretty sure that's Mark 4. Just a bit above Peter. A bit above. Because it's Peter, but with armor. And I'm a cosplayer, so I'm a sucker for armor. Mark 2 armor. I like the black and gold, but the mask is really ugly. I gotta admit, I hate the mask. Uh, Lower than Spider-Punk. Just Spider-Punk is cool. He's cool. He's got that denim jacket. I wish I had that. Spider-Woman. I don't know a lot about her, except that she was in Ultimate Alliance the first game, because I have that game and I played it a lot and never beat it. Um, all I know is that she doesn't actually have any spider powers. Doesn't she shoot laser beams? That's what she does in Ultimate Alliance. She shoots laser beams. I think the suit's kind of cool. Although this isn't the same Spider-Woman as the one that we see in Spider-Verse. Spider-Verse has one with a motorcycle and one that shoots webs out of her fingers. And she flies. She doesn't swing on a web. Why is she even called Spider-Woman? Wait a minute. Doesn't she get her powers from Miss Marvel? Or Captain Marvel? She doesn't get her powers from a spider, does she? Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Where does... How does a woman get her powers? Oh, okay. She. Wait, can you guys see this? Yeah, okay. You guys can see what the hell this is. Struck by a beam of radiation containing the DNA of several different types of spiders. Is this the same Spider-Woman that I'm thinking of? How come Spider-Woman can fly? What? Shoots laser beams. What are you talking about? Shoot webs. Oh wait, maybe that's the Venom Blast I'm thinking of. Oh, that's still really stupid. Shot by a radiation beam. Whatever. You know what? Just because of how stupid that backstory is, I'm gonna put her in B tier. That's so stupid. Like, people back, because that's so far off from the radioactive spider bite. And not even in a funny, it's just comical. Uh, yeah, that's kind of funny. May Parker. Um, I'm not gonna state why. I'm not gonna. I'm not gonna say anything. I'm not gonna. Actually, I can't rate her higher than Japanese Spider-Man. I'm not gonna say. I'm not gonna say anything. I refuse to elaborate. PS1 Spider-Man S tier. I never beat the game. I never beat the game because I was a child when I had the game. I never beat it. You. But I remember having so much fun with that game. And he's just, I love how he looks. I love the PS1 graphics. He looks so good. And we know he's in the trailer because we see him. Uh these guys, I'm pairing Miles and Spidey together because they're not really different gameplay. Okay, well, they have a little gameplay difference in the sense that Miles turns invisible and has the Venom Blast, but otherwise they're pretty much the same kind of. I mean, okay, I'm trying to remember how original Spidey played because I modded mine heavily. Um, I modded mine heavily, so like the combat's different and the swing is different. But if I remember correctly, they're pretty much the same, except Miles has a bit more spice. Um, Honestly, they're both goats. They are both incredible. They are both S tier. They just are. Um, Sorry, my eyes are going crazy. Bombastic Bagman. You already know where Bombastic Bagman's going. No, he's not going up. He's not going up. He, I just like the paper bag. I just like the bag. Also, he's a funny, goofy character. I'm gonna rate him higher than I, and he's just Peter. I rate him higher than the Spider Armor. Uh, Future Foundation suit. This is another suit that I only know because of Superhero Squad Online. Maybe I should give some context for those who don't know. Superhero Squad Online was a MMO RPG? Kinda. MMO RPG. It was based off the art style of the Superhero Squad show, which was incredible. So good. There were several Wii games. I have them all. The Wolverine level in the first game was so hard as a kid. But yeah, Superhero Squad Online. I spent months, years on that game before they shut it down, which was so stupid. It was so cool. Superhero Squad Online. Future Foundation Spider-Man was the only. That's the only reason I know him. Because I would see people with him and be like, that's such a cool Spider-Man. What? I want that Spider-Man. But yeah, I think the suit alone is very cool. Once again, it's all Peter. Most of these are just Peter. Or clones of Peter. Like, that's what Ben Reilly is. He's a clone. Future Foundation. You know what? I rate him a higher than Spider-Woman because he's got that OG Peter story. But he doesn't add anything, I think. Nothing different, really. It's just I think the suit is cool at first glance, but after looking at it for a while, you get kind of tired of it. That is my main reason. Actually, in that case, I have to rate this lower because the mask is so fucking stupid. Sorry, I said a curse word. Um, but this is higher just because it looks. You can look at it longer without being like, okay, get my eyes off this. Um, and plus it can invert to black and white instead of white and black, which is very cool. I only put these three guys in here because they mentioned Tom Holland, which means these other two exist. And also, there is a trailer where we like get the intros of like all three of these guys. You see all their suits. Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man. I'm gonna try and not be blinded by nostalgia. He's okay. He's classics Peter story. There's that. The only thing that really separates him, besides the live action, being live action and not a cartoon or a comic, is the suit. And the suit, while very cool, I understand the annoyance with the eyes. Because I own the TASM 1 suit, which kind of has similar eyes in the sense that they're small. And small eyes means not a lot of visibility, which is annoying. I'm changing my standards a lot on how I'm rating these guys. It went from story to suit to influence. It's all over the place, but we'll figure it out once we place everyone. Tobey Maguire, he is going above May Parker, but below Japanese Spider-Man. Uh, uh, mm, mm. Yeah, yeah. Andrew Garfield, I'm rating him up higher. I love the TASM 1 suit. And the TASM 2 suit is also very cool. I like the TASM 1 just a bit more. Just because I like the darker colors and the angst, the teenage angst. I like his suit. The story is so bad though in the first and second movie. The second movie is a bit good, and then they throw Goblin in there, which was really bad. And then you got TASM 1. Actually, both TASMs just focus on his parents too much. You could have went into the parents in the first movie and then figured that out while throwing Lizard in there just to like mix it up, but you did it incorrectly. And then you continued it in TASM 2 with the parents. You start like, oh my god. I can go into more detail. I can go into detail later. It's my stream. Whatever. I'll go as long as I want to. Forget. But I'll do that later as I'm explaining my decisions for all of these in greater depth at the end. Tom Holland. Tom Holland. I already know ranking these three guys is going to give me a lot of hate or love, mostly hate. Tom Holland. He's cool. But he's not okay. Okay. I ranked Andrew higher than Tobey merely because of the suit. However, oh wait, frick! You're higher. Tobey's higher. I can't base Andrew higher just because of the suit. When Tobey has a good suit, good story, and I don't care what you say about Spider-Man 3. That was good. It was a bit hard to watch at times, but that was intentional. Kind of. Kind of. And then you have Tom Holland, who I have to rank a, a bit higher than Toby. Right? Bit higher. Yes, no. Yeah, no, yes, no. Oh, frick! Ah! Okay. Okay, hold on. I have to look at this. I have to. I'm having an existential crisis over if Tom Holland is better or worse than Toby. Where are you guys? Stop to give me advice. I can't do this. I need help. We'll go back to him. I can't. We'll go back to him. Kane. I'm gonna rate him bit higher than Spider-Punk. Actually, do I rate him a bit higher than Peter? I think I rate him higher than Peter. I think I. Cause. Okay. I'm gonna leave him here for now. He's higher than Spider-Punk mainly because I like the suit more. He's got beef with Ben Reilly, which is really fun to see. And he's also got the Assassin's Creed blade right here, which is really cool. He's staying there for now. If you guys can convince me otherwise, then maybe he'll go higher or lower. I don't know. Superior Spider-Man? He goes... He goes higher! He goes higher! Does he go S tier though? Okay. He's going here for now. Let me explain. Hold on. Let me get a sip of ginger ale. Okay. So. He's met PS5 Spider-Man. He's fought with PS5 Spider-Man. And is semi-won. He's Doc Ock. With Peter's still in there. And that is kind of cool. But what is also very cool is the progression of his character. He starts off as a dick. Absolute asshole. He messes Peter's relationship with his loved ones, Mary Jane, Aunt May. He messes with his relationship with the X-Men and the Fantastic Four and the Avengers. He makes Peter a dick. He ruins his reputation forever. Well, not forever. He ruins it. Gone. But as he's going, since Peter is still semi in there, he gets these memories of why Peter does what he does. And he starts to progress from dickhead to a really good person. To the point that Peter needs to get back in order to save the world, and Doc Ock willingly gives up all that power into his old body and dies. I'm pretty sure he dies. 90% confident that he dies. It's also where we find out that Peter has been holding back because Doc Ock, not knowing Peter's real strength, punches Scorpion's jaw clean off. And he gets into this little crisis where he's like, wait a minute. He's been holding back this entire time. Peter could have killed me anytime he wanted, but he didn't. That is scary cool. Where you see this villain go through this little crisis where he realizes that the superhero has been going on easy mode this entire time. That is terrifying. Which is why it's so cool and why I have just convinced myself that he is an S tier. Actually, I'm going to rate him higher. I'm going to rate him up here. I'm going to rate him up here just because of that. Just because of that story. It is incredible. I'll go into greater detail of why I each love character and the flaws and everything later. Manga vs. Spider-Man. People hate on this design. I like it. I also like the art design. I think it's very cool. Am I live? Am I being stupid? No, I'm live. Stream ever? Wait. Oh, okay. Okay. Whatever. Anyway. Ow, my wrist. I heard it during curls. He's also a ninja. That's really cool. And he doesn't have powers. I don't think he has powers. He doesn't use webs. He uses ropes. He's just a ninja Spider-Man, which I think is really cool. Do I rank it higher than Peter? No. Is he cooler than Kane? In my opinion, no. Yes! Kane's suit is cooler. But I like the Ninja Spider-Man theme. Shoot. Put him there for now. Spectacular Spider-Man. Oh my god. Get him up here. He's better than Superior Spider-Man. I know I got on this spiel about Superior Spider-Man's story, but Spectacular Spider-Man has the nostalgia bonus, the story bonus, the suit bonus, and the potential bonus. They were making a third season. Disney shut it down. It's gonna be so good. The art style, the storytelling, the suits were incredible. The fact that when he gets the symbiote suit, you see the conversion from like his innocent self. Like, you know, oh cool, new suit, more power, to like you see like his webbing. You see like gray webbing, and then it starts to shift into no webbing to like the classic black and white suit. It's really cool. You see the shift. And I think that's a bit better than Superior. I think he's a bit higher than Superior Spider-Man. Mark 1 Spider Armor. I'm ranking this up here because I just like the silver better. And I think he's just I like the silver. That's the only reason. I just think it looks better than the others. God, I have to go into Tom Holland now. He's the last one. I don't know how to rank him. I don't know how to rank Tom Holland. Okay. Okay, let's see. So I'm going to rank Tom Holland higher than Toby simply because his movie is the reason we get all three of these guys together. And I'm excited to see what Tom will bring us now that he's a real Spider-Man. And that he could lead us to a live-action Miles Morales, which is very cool. And I am excited to see. He's also got more gadgets, which means he could probably kick these guys' butts. Yeah. Okay, I'm going to go into detail after I take a massive dump. I will be right back. Give me a quick second. Let me intermission this. Whoopsie doodle. Wub, 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 wub. I'll be right back. Be right back. Please don't get angry. Actually, you know what? I'll leave it like this. That's so you guys can look at the tier list. Discuss them. So, if more. I don't think anyone has this time. But I really wanted to make this tier list. And I wanted to share my opinions. I'll be right back. I need a blah blah blah. I'll be right back. Alrighty, I am back. A wonderful dump. You did not need to know that. Anyway. Okay. My defense for ranking these characters. Stop being buggy. What the hell? Where's my computer? Where's my computer? Okay. Let's start from the top. 2099. He is ranked there at the highest. Shoot, I gotta get my brain back in the mode. Okay. Actually, let's start from the bottom. Not from the top. Ben Reilly. Cool suit. I think a bit too much red. Too much red. I do like the web shooters though. Sticking on the outside. I like the eyes. However, he becomes Chasm. And that is stupid. That's so bad. So dumb. And the influence that has on all the other characters, like King Venom and all the other Peters, like, it's so bad. And again, we're ranking Ben Reilly, but that includes Chasm. But Chasm can be argued as a separate entity because he describes himself as a separate entity. He says he is no longer the Scarlet Spider, he is Chasm. So technically, this is a difference. Ben Reilly, which means he doesn't go at the bottom of B. If anything, we go off his original story, which is the confusion of him and Peter, to the point that Peter hits MJ out of fear of not knowing who he is. He doesn't know if he's Peter, he doesn't know if he's a clone. And that goes for the same for the clone, to the point that the clone thinks that he is Peter for so long that when it finally hits the clone, he goes into depress. He goes into the big sad. No more Spider-Man. Big sad. Until he goes through an entire arc where he discovers who he is, what makes him different, how he is still able to help, and since he has Peter's memories, he still has that desire to do good. And that goes higher than Kane. Higher than Kane. Spider-Woman. My entire knowledge of Spider-Man is based off Ultimate Alliance, which had no real powers. Also, why can't she fly? That is stupid. I'm sorry. Why can she fly? Spiders don't fly. When was the last time you saw a spider fly that wasn't brushed by the wind? And she shoots laser beams. As far as I'm aware from Ultimate Alliance, she shot laser beams. There was no webbing involved. She shot laser beams. And also the fact that she got spider powers because her mom was struck by a radiation beam. That's stupid. Bottom of B. She's not a terrible spider person. But she's a pretty, stays at B. Stays at B. I don't want to piss anyone off, but I kind of do. Actually, because of the, actually no. Okay, the Mark II armor stays a bit higher just because I like the black and gold scheme. The only reason that it's so low is because of the mask. I don't like the mask. You can't see it. Let me pull it up for you. Mark II spider armor. That's the mask. I think it's really ugly. That's really ugly. I don't like that. The rest of the all of this down here, this is cool. This, however, is no. That's no. I don't like that. I also, it's like also the texture difference. I mean, I know it's different in the comics. Like, look at that. It's still really stupid though. Look at that. Actually, you can still kind of see in the comics how this is really cool. Like, you got the different textures, and then you just got a shiny helmet. It's really gross. Oh, I forgot the stealth suit. Oh, I love the stealth suit. God damn it. Sorry. Ah, damn it. Yeah, it's just the helmet. I hate the helmet. It's stupid. Um, Future Foundation. It's ranked lower just because, or higher, but not in A tier, because it gets a bit annoying to look at it for a while after a while. Like, the white becomes too much, and even though in it you can invert, then the black becomes too much. Like, it's not like a satisfying balance. And also, if you look at the PS5 Spider-Man, they made the eyes really bulgy for some reason, and they made it like reflective. It's so weird why they did that. The eyes are, it's bad in the PS5 version, but whatever. The annoyance of looking at it after a while is the reason that it is just below Spider-Punk. Spider-Punk, you can look at it and you can't get tired of it. I only ranked him so low because I don't know his story. I'm assuming it's good. I'm trying to remember. I think it's like a post-apocalyptic. You know what I'm trying to say. Setting. I think that's it. And also, he's a rocker, which is cool. And he's got the denim jacket. It's cool. It's cool. That's it. That's what I'm trying to say. He's cool. But I don't know. But I don't have enough information to rank him any higher or lower. So he's going like kind of middle. That's kind of middle. Kane, his suit is just very cool to look at. It's very cool. He's kind of evil, or not kind of evil. You know, he's kind of a dick. Uh, um, but he's cool. His suit's cool. He's got the Assassin's Creed blades underneath. Like, it's, I don't remember why he has those though, because he's a clone. I can't remember the details. But yeah, he goes there. Just because he doesn't really go through any real arc, except that he learns to be friends with Ben Riley. Not that I can think of. But yeah. Mangaverse. I think it's just a bit higher than Ben Riley. Okay. He's cool. I like his costume design. I like the bandaged gloves. I like the bandaged feet and shit. Sorry. I like the art style. And I like how he doesn't have any powers. Pretty sure he does not have any powers because he is in the Spider Clan. Instead of being able to grab on with his hands and feet like normal, he's got little claws right here. You know, like a little thing that he wraps around his wrist that lets him like stick to stuff. Or stick. Instead of webs, he's got ropes with like stars that wrap around things and he can swing and all that cool stuff. And MJ is a Spider Clan person too. I'm not entirely sure of his backstory. I'm sure Uncle Ben died. You know, same old, same old. Peter. He is there because he's ranked lower than his armors and lower than all these other guys, even though he is the reason that we have all of these characters. Let's be clear. None of these guys would exist without Peter. And oh my god, wait, I've reached 20 followers. Let's freaking go. Sorry. Anyway, yes. Without Peter, we would not have these other characters. However, It is because of what they keep doing with him in the new comics that he has to get ranked lower. He goes through all these arcs, all these stories, progressing as a character, progressing as a man. He started in teenager, goes into manhood, and Marvel is trying to keep him as a teen. They keep, every time he finally gets financially stable, he gets a love life, he's ready to settle down, they make him throw it all away. And oh my god. They make him throw it all away. In Civil War, Aunt May gets shot. Oh no, my aunt, who is old and sick, and let's face it, should hit the pasture. I'm gonna sacrifice my marriage to Satan to save her life. That's not something Peter would do. He would not make a deal with the devil. That's Cuphead's thing, not Peter. So I'm ranking him lower simply because of what the information that is given present time, which is why these guys are a bit higher, because they are an older age. Older stories where he is not ruined by frick. By that. The Mark IV armor? Mark IV or Mark V? I can't remember the name. It's Mark IV or Mark V. Not the Mark II. I know it's over there on the left. That was accidental. Higher, simply because I think the armor is cool. That's it. I think the armor is cool. That's all. Bombastic Bagman. Funny, goofy ass suit. Love it. Oh my god, wait. Is that YouTube sensation Sane Lad in my chat? Holy hell. But yeah. Bombastic Bagman. I love him. I love him more. I love him more than this Mark IV. Just because of the goofy awe. Spider-Gwen is a bit higher than Bombastic Bagman simply because she's got a bit different story. And the name is cooler, Ghost Spider. It's not actually Spider-Man, it's Ghost Spider. The fact that her father is dead. No, is alive. That's why they pointed it out in Spider-Verse, because her father dies in, the movies and the comics and stuff. Father is alive. Peter becomes the Lizard in her story, not Dr. Connors, which I think is a cool twist. I think that is very cool. Also, she's a drummer, and I'm biased because I am also a drummer. So yeah, the Mark I armor, I stated, is there because of nostalgia to Superhero Squad Online. I also own the figure and the little kid toys of Mark I Spider-Man. I also just like the silver. It's a lot. I think the silver is a lot cooler than the Mark IV armor. Granted, it's not as flexible, and I think it breaks in single comic because it was just meant to stop some bullets for a short amount of time. So yeah, it's there. May Parker. I said I wouldn't elaborate. I'm not elaborating on why I put May Parker there. Yeah, May Parker there. Why is Future Foundation in B tier? Oh yeah, I said it earlier. Okay, Future Foundation is B tier simply because, okay, I'm not entirely educated in the entire story of why Peter joins the Future Foundation. I actually, alright, but I put it in B tier simply because I guess it's kind of unfair to base it on the PS5, because if you look at the PS5, the eyes are really stupid looking. If you look at it's like they made him reflective, which is really ugly. I don't know why they did that. And also, the suit is a bit hard to look at after a while. Like, it gets a bit annoying. Like, it either gets too bright, and then you look at, and then, like, I know there's a reversed version, the stealth version, where it's black and white instead of white and black. But even then, if I stare at that for too long, it's kind of annoying as well. So it's in B simply because it's in B simply because it's a bit harder to look at when you're staring at it for a long time. Bombastic Bagman is above Future Foundation because of the goofy yaw. I love the I love the bag. It's just so stupid. I love it. it's that is like that's like my shit post skin in Spider-Man PS4. Like, you know, Russian Badger has the comic suit. That's my shit post version. That's my shit post skin. The Bombastic Bagman. I think it's funny. That's the only reason. I could have ranked him in S tier just because he's goofy, but no. Now we go to the movies because we just finished May Parker. Which I'm refusing to elaborate any further. I'm not taking any questions about May Parker. None. Get the they're freaking goblins. Anyway, Andrew Garfield. He's up here. Shut up. I'm not talking about Aunt May. I'm talking about Spider-Girl. Andrew Garfield is up there. He's higher than the rest because live action. Live action technically should be its own tier. But whatever. Andrew Garfield is up there mainly because of the suits. The suits are very cool. That's the okay. He's lower than the other two simply because of the stories in his movies. I love the suits. It's so cool. I love the suits. I love the design of the first one in the TASM 1. I like how dark it is. It starts off like it kind of goes for like a gritty kind of version, like because he's spiteful for his killer, and he's trying to be, you know, a vigilante. And I like the sense that he's like the main reason he makes the mask is so that's how no one can can tattle on him to the police. Whereas in Tobey Maguire's one, he makes the mask so that's how Aunt May doesn't get into trouble. Like it's kind of polar opposites. Tobey wears a mask so that's how others don't get hurt. Andrew wears a mask so that's how he doesn't get hurt. He doesn't face the repercussions. I kind of like that, but it also like reflects in the movies in the sense that it's stupid. The story is all over the place. That is the only reason. Actually, it's not the only reason. There's so much wrong. Actually, the story is so wrong. It's so bad. I could go on an entire rant on why everything that didn't work in the stories. There was so much potential. But hey, Sony, oh my god, Sony, what were you thinking? The only thing you got right was the suits. TASM 1 suit, a lot of people shit on it because of the small yellow eyes. I think the small yellow eyes are a very cool difference. A lot of people were angry about that, mainly because he showed up out of nowhere to replace Tobey's Spider-Man 4. It was a lot of anger towards the TASM 1 suit, mainly because of that. I loved the TASM 1 suit. I still do. I have that suit. I don't know if it still fits me because I've been getting bigger. Because gym. And then you have the TASM 2 suit, which is the most comic accurate suit we have and still have. The big white eyes, the whimsical, you know, humor messing with the villains. Like, it's very cool. It's very good. But that's it. The story still falls flat. You still go in to his parents. Stop going into the parents. You went into them in the first movie. Done. You don't need to bring it up. You know what he should have brought up in the second movie? His killer. He never caught his killer in the first movie. They just went straight into the lizard. There was no closure with Uncle Ben, which is why he doesn't really bring up Uncle Ben in No Way Home. He only brings up Uncle Ben when they say, great power, great responsibility. That's what Uncle Ben said. That's the only reason. For him, his breaking point was Gwen. because there was actual like depression and shit. With Uncle Ben, it was just a throwaway. It was just a reason to get the suit on him. That's the only real reason. Uh versus Freddy Fazbear rap. No, I'm not playing Spider-Man versus Freddy Fazbear in the background. Uh that's the only it's so upsetting with the story. Now we which is why he's lower than the other two. And then we have Toby. Toby, the suits were incredible. The stories were amazing. The villains were amazing. They were relatable in a sense. You understood where they were coming from. You knew why Goblin was going after everyone, why he was like trying to beat the shit out of everyone, because they were trying to steal his company. Harry was considered a disappointment to him. He wishes Peter was his son, and like goes into this like loop. And then you have Doc Ock, who's trying to help everyone. He's trying to like get a renewable source of energy, and then the arms take over, which makes him all evil. And then you got Spider-Man 3. A lot of people like this shit on Spider-Man 3 because it's cringy. I love it. The cringe is hard to look at, but it was made that way. It was made hard to look at because Peter is trying to be cool with the symbiote. And in case you forgot, he's a dork. He doesn't know what being cool is, so he approaches being cool as how he thinks cool is. That makes sense. Like that's why it's so cringe. 'Cause he's cringe. Yeah. And he's cringe. But the suit is cool. Sandman, you understand why he's a bad guy. He's robbing banks because he's trying to take care of his sick daughter. Eddie's there because Sony was like, you know what, let's get more bad guys into the mix. Throw Venom in there, throw Sandman in there, throw Green Goblin in there. Let's have Harry be the Green Goblin, and then at the very end, make him a good guy, and then have him die by Venom. Yeah, that was. But yeah, overall, Toby's just better than Andrew in the sense of character, story, closure, and suit. That's basically it. That's why I have to rank Andrew so low. That's why I have to rank Andrew lower than these guys. He's only up here with the rest of them because of the influence that he's had on people and on me. Yeah. Otherwise, if he was really just a really terrible Spider-Man movie, like terrible suit, terrible everything, not even a funny Peter, no whimsical, nothing, I would rate him an F. Because he would be a terrible Spider-Man. But he's a good Spider-Man. But it's just the story was so bad. And then you get Tom Holland. He's higher than the rest of these guys because he brings them all together. We get to see all of them all again. We get to see all the villains. And also, it took a really long time for him to become Spider-Man. But over that time, we get to see really cool villains, and we get to see arc over arc. In Homecoming, we see this arc of him learning to take on more responsibility and learn to not rely so much on Tony. Actually, no. He still kind of relies on Tony. Was there any real arc? The arc was him learning to believe in himself. That was the arc in Homecoming. To realizing his own strength. And then you get Far From Home, which is where he learns to, trust his tingle. And then you get No Way Home, which is where he becomes Spider-Man. Yeah. And then Japanese Spider-Man, ranked higher than all of these fellers because one, biased. I'm Asian, so of course I'm biased towards the Asian Spider-Man. Also, I like the angular eyes. Very cool. He's also the reason we have Power Rangers. He's had a bigger cultural influence than the rest of these guys. Because without him, we would not have the Power Rangers and these Mechazords. Because as I stated at the beginning of the stream, he was the first live action character to have the giant robot. We had Ultraman, yeah, but he wasn't a giant robot. He was just a dude fighting kaijus. He's the first one to have a giant robot. And then, yeah, Miles is an S tier. Although I might rethink it. It all depends on my as I continue to defend all these characters because I've been moving them around a bit. I put my PS5 Spider-Man and PS5 Miles in S tier mainly because I put them together because I feel like they're kind of the same. Obviously they're different stories, different origins. But PS5 Spider-Man is just a bit different, and I'm trying to remember how he originally plays. I think it's very bland, I'm pretty sure, because I've been doing a lot of modded Spider-Man recently, where I've updated his combat and his swinging, where it just feels better. Miles is kind of the same, except his swinging has a bit more flavor, if you will. And he can turn invisible and Venom Shock. But otherwise, they're pretty similar. They're kind of the same. Their gadgets are pretty the same. Miles has like the clones, but Peter's got like the spider drones. That's like, yeah, the exaggerated swagger of a yeah. But yeah, so they're both in S tier because their stories are incredible. The villains are nice. Their games are awesome, and they're still working on the story. And the fact that they're moddable lets you bring in like whatever reference you want. You can have the Kingpin wearing his suit from the 80s Spider-Man. Like, there's a lot more possibility with the PlayStation 5 Spider-Man than these other Spider-Man who are at the will of the writers. Whether that be a good thing or a bad thing is up to you. These guys, while their stories are still at the hands of the game writers, we can kind of introduce our own things into it, which is what I think just knocks it a bit higher than these guys, which is why they're in S tier. Also, they would kick all these other guys' butt. All the tech and the things that you see them go through, these guys could. I mean, Spider-Man alone could okay, this is a different topic. Oh my god. Spider-Man, no prep time Batman could not whip Spider-Man's ass. Spider-Man will whoop no prep time Batman. And I've been playing the Arkham games. Very cool. Batman is a badass in those games. But no prep time Batman loses to all these Spider-Men. Especially these two. Especially these two. I'm not elaborating any further. That's a different discussion. PS1 Spider-Man is up here above PS5 Spider-Man because without PS1 Spider-Man, we would not have PS5 Spider-Man. PS1 Spider-Man not only has the nostalgia, it's got an entire community around it. I remember playing that game. I never beat the game, but I've seen the playthroughs and all that stuff. I remember having so much fun just swinging around buildings, getting shot out of the sky. Yeah, that's the only real reason. Honestly, maybe I should rank him lower. I don't know if yeah. Yeah. Let's stay there for now. Superior Spider-Man. I don't know if I should get into this spiel again. He is S tier because of the kind of arc that they made Doc Ock go through. Also, the suit is very awesome. It's very cool. But I'll go into it again. Whatever. I love talking about this. That's why I'm streaming this. I love talking about this. I could have just streamed more modded Spider-Man, but I wanted to rank these guys. Obviously, I forgot a crap ton of them. I forgot so many suits. I forgot so many Spider-Man, but whatever. Maybe next time. Superior Spider-Man is up there because of the arc. Which, just as a refresher, Doc Ock is dying. Peter goes to see him, and they switch bodies. But Peter is still in the back of Doc Ock's head. And Doc Ock starts off as a dick. He ruins the reputation with his loved ones, all the teams, the X-Men, the Fantastic Four, the Avengers, goes solo. But then as we see him, we see Doc Ock go from asshole to genuine hero. He learns to be a good guy. He learns to love, to trust others, to be a team player. He learns to not be so spiteful. After helping people, after people seeing the kind of effect that Spider-Man has had on the lives of everyone else, and it's amazing. And you see, like, since Peter is still kind of there, he gets the memories of why Peter does all the things that he does, why he helps the people, because of Uncle Ben dying. And it starts off with like moral dilemmas, like if you're so strong, why didn't you just like put these people in jail and yada yada yada. But then Otto starts to like come around, and then I gotta say he's heavily up here because of what he reveals to us about Peter's strength. First time Doc Ock goes to fight someone, it is Scorpion. He's fighting Scorpion, and he punches his jaw clean off because he does not know Peter's true strength. This is when he realized Peter was holding back, and it scares him. He goes into this little crisis where he is like, wait a minute, this punk kid could have taken my life at any moment, whenever he wanted to. And that like realization is terrifying for Doc Ock and is enjoyable as a storyteller and as a reader. Because you get to see true fear in this villain who thought he was striking fear into the hero's heart. The moment that a villain realizes that he is so much more pathetic than he actually is, that is a real display of like self-development, I feel like. Because he goes from arrogant scientist to terrified thug. He goes from a brilliant scientist to a terrified thug. Just based on this realization that Peter could have taken his life. Just like that. Which then sparks the argument of Spider-Man beating all these other characters because of his raw strength. Like, it's little known fact. Peter has been hit by Hulk. Hulk full strength. Hulk wants to kill Peter, and Peter just says no and takes it to the gut. Just stands there unfazed. Terrifying. You also see him like flex his abs as a pro boxer like goes to punch him with the glove, and he breaks the boxer's wrist just by flexing. It's terrifying. And that's what this is what Superior Spider-Man reveals to the reader and the rest of the audience, which is why it's incredible, which is why he's up there, because he shows us the true strength of Spider-Man and the development of a villain. And then you get Spectacular Spider-Man, who is higher. I don't know if he should be higher though, based off the reasons I gave for Superior Spider-Man. He's up in S tier because it was a good cartoon, nostalgia value, the the stories are incredible, the suits are amazing, the art style. Damn, I think he's lower than Superior Spider-Man. I think he's lower. Actually, no, he's up there because of the theme song. You know what? Twitch might knock me down. Because of this. I might get copyrighted for this. But I'm not making money off any of this anyway. I'll play a couple seconds of it. Because this intro is incredible. That's all I'll play, because I don't want to get in too much trouble. But yeah, that's incredible. Anyway, yeah, just because of that, he's up here. Miles Morales. He goes a bit lower than Spectacular. Because of this. I'll actually, no. No. His movie has had so much influence. It has changed how animators do things today. If it weren't for Spider-Man, for Miles Morales Spider-Verse, we would not have Puss in Boots Last Wish, which was really good. And we wouldn't have the new animated style of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. That animation has changed how animators do things today, which is incredible. The soundtrack is awesome. They improved Miles' story, which in the comics was so bad. Dad dies, it's Miles' fault. His uncle dies, and the uncle blames Miles. And Miles has no different powers. He's just a black Spider-Man, which, no. You have to make a new character. Because that's how you want to represent someone. Don't take a character that we already have and just change the color of them and tweak the story a bit. No, make a new character. Make a new story. Make them unique. That's how you represent someone. That's how you represent people. Which is how this Miles Morales did it right. There's so many minor details I could go into. The music, the fact that he has a better relationship with his uncle than what he did in the comics, a different story with his father. His father isn't dead, and it's just better. It's just better, and there's still so much potential because of the new Spider-Verse movie. It's a part 1. Across the Spider-Verse Part 1, and then we're getting a Part 2 later. Yeah, yeah. And then I put Spider-Man 2099 higher than Miles Morales, which actually, because of the reasons I've given, there's no real reason why he's higher. He's lower. He's actually lower. He's actually way lower. Actually, oh my god. He's only higher than these two. Because he has different... Okay. Gotta defend 2099. The suit, very cool. I love it. Even if you argue that it's technically supposed to be black and red and not blue and red, it still looks cool, black and red. It's it's cool. It's also a different character who is Hispanic. Another way you do representing people correctly. You make a new character. You give a new story. Don't just copy and paste. Why do you think Velma did so bad? You just changed the character's race. And also because the story is shit. But we're not going into Velma. We're going about Spider-Man. And the fact that they did this correctly. They did this man correctly. And also he's got different powers. He's got fangs, which when he bites someone, he paralyzes them, which is cool. It's very awesome. He's still got the spider sense. He doesn't stick to walls. I don't know if you noticed this, but the Spider-Verse trailer actually shows this. He's got claws, which is how he sticks to things. You see this man on all four chasing Miles. And how is he sticking to that train? He's got his claws and he's digging it into the metal of the train. That is cool. And it's not just his hands that have claws, it's his grippers, his toe beans, his succulent toes. I'm going to do it for a quick second. These things, he's got them. They're on there too. That's why he can stick. He's got the literal grippers. But he doesn't have any real story except that he's based in the future, unless you are counting Web of Shadow, not Web of Shadows, Shattered Dimensions. Unless you're counting Shattered Dimensions, then he's got kind of a story, and then there's also, what is it? I can't remember the other game. Where it's just him and Peter. I can't remember it, but you know what I'm talking about. If you know what I'm talking about. Where he kind of learns to be more of a Spider-Man. But yeah, it's really it. I guess I'm only ranking him that high because, yeah, the suit, the different powers, and the fact that that is how you represent someone. Miles Morales Spider-Verse and 2099 Miguel O'Hara is how you represent someone. And I could go into a tangent about that all on its own, but I won't. Not now. Maybe later. Maybe. But yeah. That is the final tier list. That's it. I'm not touching it no more. That's the final list. Presentation mode. Oh, I could have done. Oh, I'm a dumbass. Oh, don't piss. Okay. Well, alrighty. That's that. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for watching. This, of course, will be on the YouTube. In case you missed the stream, or you had to tune out early, or came in later, this will be on the YouTube where I store all of these streams. Thank you for coming by. I'm sorry I'm talking this way. I'm just trying to calm my down after the rants I just went on for every Spider-Man. But thank you. I will see you all in the next one. Bye bye.